Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today, as the title suggests, I will be ranking each and every 2024 movie that I have watched this year. So all the movies I'm going to be ranking are down here, as y'all can see, and I will be sharing my own opinions on these. So if you have completely different opinions, that is completely fine. So if you're new, remember to subscribe, and we'll start it off with the new Wallace and Gromit, which is the newest after I don't know how much years. Now, I actually watched the premiere of it on Christmas Day. Christmas Day, and I've actually enjoyed it, knowing Wallace and Gromit has been around since the 90s. Now, I think the 1970s, when Grand Day Out came out. And just hear me out. Sure, Wallace didn't have the same voice because his old actor passed away in 2017, but I think the new actor did a good job, stepping into Peter Chalse's shoes and doing the voice for Wallace, and the return of Feathers McGraw from Wrong Trousers, first time ever brought back a villain, and or the second time with Miss Tweedy in Chicken Run Donut and Nugget. But I mean, I absolutely enjoyed this. I'm gonna put it in 8 here. Mostly, also I forgot to say, I will actually kind of spoil, so this is your warning, because if you get spoiled, and if you watch this entire video and you get spoiled, that is your own fault for watching it. I love the cameo of, the farmer from, Shaun the Sheep. As soon as I just instantly knew it was the farmer from Shaun the Sheep. I saw it, and I was like, oh wait, that's the farmer from, Shaun the Sheep. Best, cameo in cinema history. And then next up we have Mufasa the Lion King. Now, hear me out, this is my opinion. Knowing this went up against the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie, I didn't really like it. The only thing I liked about it was the tribute it paid to James Earl Jones, who played Mufasa in the old Lion King, even live action Lion King. But I just didn't really like it much. I just wanted to fall asleep during the movie. And knowing this, went up against Sonic, the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and, Sonic came out on top, even though the movie hasn't even released worldwide yet. This movie, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to have to put it in, we'll put it in D tier, but now I'd feel a bit harsh, so C tier. I don't really enjoy it. Being honest, I think I prefer a bunch of the other Disney movies instead of Mufasa, but it is what it is. Like I said, the only thing I liked was the tribute to James Earl Jones, who passed away this year. Rest in peace. And speaking about other movies, next up is Red One, which is one I wanted to go watch in cinemas, but due to time, I couldn't, because just didn't have enough, just didn't have the time to do it. Now, I thought it was going to be good, but it kind of got the same treatment as Cars 2, where Cars 2 was a racing and 007 James Bond movie, racing spy movie, because we had Finn McMissile and everything. That's kind of what Red One was, a Christmas spy movie, with Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans. At some parts I just felt like it was weird, at one point I think it even felt like a Christmas horror movie, because the CGI and everything. The villain straight looked like something from a horror movie. I can't believe that, actually. Problem was, it was okay. I'm gonna put it in B tier, kind of in the middle with it. But I did like J.K. Simmons, Santa. I thought it was good. And actually, speaking about Christmas movies, next up is Christmas. Now, this was actually one of the few movies that I watched and heard about when I heard about Ed Sheeran making a song for the movie, which I actually forgot what it was called, because I only watched this once. Now, it is a Netflix movie, yes, and I thought, it was alright, to say the least. So, another movie I'm going to put in A tier. It was alright. The casting choices, I don't think I even saw any of the actors. I didn't hear any voices I recognised or anything. But, and then next up we have Godzilla x Kong the New Empire, also the first ever Godzilla movie I've ever watched. Now, hear me out, I actually enjoyed it. I really liked Godzilla and Kong, going teaming up with each other, going against the villain, who I forgot what it was, because I've only watched this once. Like, most of these movies I've only watched, once. First of all, Ranked I've only watched once, but a few others I've watched a few times. This, like, I loved it. CGI and everything was amazing. It was a bit loud at some points because it's Godzilla and Kong. What do you expect? And knowing Godzilla is now in Fortnite, well, I mean, you can't get the skin yet, but, you know. Like, I feel like I should have done it around the time the movie came out, but I understand how they just wanted to wait for a bit. I even heard they're adding Kong as well, which I am excited for. Now, this movie, really, like, probably for a few, I'm going to put in S tier. Probably one of the best out of them, even though I have not watched any of the other ones yet. That's the only one. And then next up we have the Garfield movie. This is actually one I wanted to watch. Like, I first saw the trailer and I was like, yo, I might actually go watch it. Like, it did have Chris Pratt and everything. I know, you know, Chris Pratt is in everything nowadays. But, you know, I really liked the animation. I really liked the casting choices of Chris Pratt and Samuel L. Jackson. Probably Samuel L. Jackson, an iconic actor from, like, you know, his roles in, like, Star Wars and everything, in Avengers as well. Like, anything to do with Marvel, like Nick Fury is in now. I actually did really enjoy the entire thing. I went to watch it on my little brother's birthday as well, also the same day when one of my videos blew up this year. Oh boy. Like this, I really liked it. I'm gonna put it in A tier. It could have been better, but you know, it was all right. And also, I forgot to mention this, but Despicable Me 4 won't be on here because if you recall, we already ranked it. Which well, most of you might actually know if you watched the ranking of the Despicable Me and Minion movies. Just, you know, letting y'all know. And then next up we have Kung Fu Panda 4, one of the few movies I'm pretty sure no one was expecting them to make, but I really liked it. Like, they brought back like all the old villains, like Tai Lung, Shannon Kai from all the movies, but a bit of a shame, like, you know, they didn't like get any of the old actors and villains back. You know, the only one they got back was a voice actor, Tai Lung, and that was it. I didn't even bother to bring back J.K. Simmons or anyone else. But, you know, like, I understand because they were probably busy with like other projects or something, but for a fourth movie, like usually most fourth movies, like usually some movies do bad, but I was in the middle with this B tier. Like, you know, I just thought at some points, like, even like the Mr. Beast cameo in the movie, like, genuinely, I just thought, you know, it was okay at some points, but at some points I was like, what even is going on? Next up we have Transformers 1. Actually, one of the movies I really enjoyed watching because at the time, you know, I was actually hyped for this because like, I was really excited to see how Chris Hemsworth would play Optimus Prime, or what his name is in the movie at the beginning, Orion Pax, and like the entire casting choices. Well, like, you got the actor of Kratos playing Megatron, aka D16, and then Keegan-Michael Key as Bumblebee, probably one of the funniest Bumblebees in Transformers history, and then Charlotte Johansson as Elita 1. I absolutely loved it. Like the origin and everything. Really liked the build-up of the Autobots and the Decepticons, and even the fact that it included some of the other Decepticons as well, like Soundwave, Starscream, Shockwave, Skywarp. Pretty much like any Decepticon. Like, I know quite a lot of them, but I can easily forget their names. And this movie, no notes taken. I loved everything about it. And then next up we have The Wild Robot. Yet again, I went to watch this and I loved it. Probably the best like DreamWorks movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I mean, I actually remember I went to watch this with a bunch of my family relatives, and one of them almost cried during the movie because of how amazing it was. Like, yeah, again, no notes taken. I loved it so much. And then next up we have Deadpool and Wolverine, and no notes taken at all. I loved it. Like, first of all, I loved just Deadpool throughout the entire movie. Extremely funny, and Wolverine as well. Like, the fact how they managed to get Hugh Jackman back to play Wolverine again after Logan in 2017. I loved it. The opening scene with NSYNC, my gosh, like, That's what's most like every time I watch it, that song is in my head. I just loved everything about it. And even like all the cameos that were in the movie as well. Elektra, Gambit, also Channing Tatum, Gambit. Like I'm hoping we actually see more of Gambit like in the future with Channing Tatum be present as well. I've actually heard they were meant to make a Gambit movie, but I think the Disney cancelled it once Disney bought Marvel and everything. And well, you know, pretty much having Blade as well and X-23. The entire movie was personally amazing. I just loved any scene with Deadpool and Wolverine just fighting and everything. Probably one of the best Marvel movies I've ever seen. Next up we have Bad Boys Ride or Die, one I wasn't really expecting to watch, but you know. Hear me out, it was alright. I did like the cameo of Kiari LeMay, who is a massive creator on TikTok and YouTube. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really understand the movie much, but you know, I liked Will Smith in the movie, like his entire performance, so I'm gonna put it in. Oh, don't know why I didn't point it there. A tier. I actually did enjoy it at some points, but you know, at some points I was just there like, okay, he died. The next up we have Beetlejuice, one of the sequels probably no one was expecting them to make, but I didn't watch this in cinemas, but after I watched the first Beetlejuice, I thought, you know, I might actually watch the sequel. I watched the sequel and I loved it. Again, I loved everything about it, like Michael Keaton playing Beetlejuice. Be honest, Winona Ryder, who played Lydia in the first movie, I wasn't really impressed with her performance. Like Catherine O'Hara as well. Her performance probably really funny. Except there were some actors who didn't come back for reasons. Like I'm not even going to explain most of the reasons, because some of them are, you know, a bit out of order to explain on the channel, which most of y'all might know who I'm already on about. But I loved it. Even like the new cast members like Jenna Ortega and Willem Dafoe, like excellent actors. Well, Jenna Ortega. Well, me being honest, I haven't even watched Wednesday. I think I only watched like a tiny bit of it, and I just didn't like it. But Willem Dafoe, who I know for playing Green Goblin in the Spider-Man movie, in like the Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire trilogy, and Spider-Man No Way Home, I loved his performance. And this movie, it's going in S rank. I loved everything about it, like, so much. Oh, well, you know, one of the last 4 movies. Alright, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. This one I actually decided to, like, you know what, I was meant to include some others as well, like Furiosa, Mad Max, Saga. I didn't include it because I couldn't watch a movie. I was also originally meant to include piece by piece. I'd watch most of it, and then my TV just decided to stop working on me, which annoyed me. I really liked the cast, you know, and he brought back some of the old Ghostbusters, like Bill Murray and, like, you know, the entire old cast from the old Ghostbusters movies, and Paul Rudd. Like, I really liked it. Like, I thought it was quite funny at some points. And the final fight as well. But like, I loved the build-up of the characters. The villain, you know, some points where I couldn't even understand what was going on, but I just watched it. And I think at one point I realised Patton Oswalt was in the movie, and I was like, only things is that man in. We have him in Minecraft Story Mode. We have him in one episode of Gravity Falls, and we just have him in pretty much anything. This movie, I feel like it could have been like you know, better in some ways, but you know, yeah. Then next up we have If. Now, this was one of the few movies I actually did go to watch in cinema, as you expected. I'd like the amount of CGI they used for the movie, it just confused me. I was like, my gosh, man, I'm gonna lose brain cells. Casting choice, like, I loved Steve Carell in the movie, aka Gru. I think what he did, I think he used like Gru's voice, and then like technically Gru, but if you know he was a purple creature that looks like Grimace. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds. I did like the movie at some points, but at some points I just didn't really enjoy it much. So this movie, I'm just going to put in detail. I was in the middle with it, at some points. Also, towards the end of the video, I'm just going to rank my 3 favourite movies of 2024. Then next up, we have Inside Out 2. Now, this was, again, one of a few Disney movies that actually did well. Inside Out 2, with, like, all the new emotions and everything, anxiety, envy, embarrassment, ennui. I had to remember that for a moment, because I've only watched Inside Out 2 once. I had to remember, like, most of the emojis. I loved, like, the build-up of, like, Riley, as a teenager and everything. Like, genuinely, I just, like, whenever I watch through the entire thing, like, it's actually, like, quite, good. This was another one we were putting next to it. And then finally, we have, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 now. I went to watch this opening day, bought my shower plushie and everything, and I absolutely, actually, but I loved it. I actually remember at one point I actually cried because of how good the movie was, like the build-up of all the characters, especially, I think the thing I loved about this movie so much was Keanu Reeves' Shadow the Hedgehog. I just thought he carried the entire movie. I just thought, oh my gosh, I even stayed to watch the post-credit scene as well. Now for this I will spoil the most. I'm sorry, but if y'all wanna skip to this point of the videos to avoid spoilers. The beginning of the movie with Shadow the Hedgehog breaking out the gun facility in Tokyo, Japan. That's what got me to really think, he's probably gonna do the best. And the entire movie as well, the build up of like Sonic, Tails and Knuckles, I just loved the movie. And then it was continued, like when he goes to Tokyo to face off Shadow, get destroyed, because as we all know, Shadow is the ultimate life form. Everything. And the return of Jim Carrey, Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik, probably like one of the best video game movie villains ever. Because the build up of Dr. Robotnik from like the first movie, trying to kidnap Sonic and everything, uses power and gets sent to the Mushroom Island. Second movie, escapes to Mushroom Island, teams up with Knuckles. And third movie, I just loved his role in the third movie, especially knowing he played 2 roles, because he played just Dr. Robotnik and he played Gerald Robotnik as well. Like, this movie, I feel like it mostly, what he did, he took things from Sonic Adventure 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog, and they just made this peak cinema, which just made me love the movie so much. And the fourth wall break as well. Yep, Deadpool, you've got some competition between the 2 Robotniks here. Jim Carrey broke the fourth wall. Ryan Reynolds, what are you going to do? I just love the entire movie. Especially the scene where there's breaking in, where Robotnik and Gerald are breaking into the vault with Galvanize in the background, playing. I laughed at that entire scene. I just thought, what are they doing? It's not a disco where you're in some sweets, mate, but at the same time, I loved that scene in the movie. And the entire performance as well. Oh my god. And especially the fact that not only did the movie have Super Sonic, but it had Super Shadow as well. I remember when I saw Super Shadow, I was like, oh my god, so peak cinema right here. And then Live and Learn. When I heard the song, I was like, yeah, that's Live and Learn. I actually want to cry right now, because they're playing one of the best songs I've ever been played in Sonic history. Sure, it was only a small portion of the movie, but still, I don't care. I loved it. But probably one of the things that was funny was the 2 Robotniks fighting it out, and Gerald's death scene. But hear me out. This scene, I actually wanted to cry when it was Robotnik's death. I just thought, oh my god, he's actually doing it. I actually did want to cry. I was like, no way, he's actually sacrificing himself. Because if it can't rule the world, then I might as well save it. And then, you know, and then it explodes, and then the credits. I actually wanted to stay to watch the post-credit scene, because I loved the credit scene when they're crediting everyone. I just thought, oh my gosh, this looks so like, it kind of reminded me of like Sonic 3D Blast. Like if any of you remember that game, and then now I will spoil the post-credits as well. So like I said, if you don't want to get spoiled for never mind, you heard me first. Post-credit scene, like, I love the fact how they introduced Metal Sonic and Amy Rose. Personally, indicating that Sonic 4 will probably be like based on Sonic's CD or something, with perhaps Metal Sonic, you know, kidnapping Amy, but you know, all that. And then there was also a second post-credit scene which I didn't stay to watch, of Shadow the Hedgehog surviving, which I remember I saw the thing on YouTube and I was like, oh my gosh, are we gonna get a Shadow the Hedgehog movie? Even though I have heard if Sonic the Hedgehog 3 does well worldwide, they're going to make a spin-off Shadow the Hedgehog. Moving on for Sonic 3, I don't even know if I can, you know what, give me a sec, guys. Give me a sec. Oop. But at least, there. Probably out of all the movies this year, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was my favourite out of, like, every single movie out. Now we're going to move on to my ranking of like my top 3 movies for 2024. Number 3 was Transformers 1. Like I'm hoping they do make a sequel, because the first one was so good. Number 2 was Deadpool and Wolverine. Because if I go watch Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars when they come out, and I see Deadpool and Wolverine in their movies, I'm going to freak out. And number 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. My favourite, probably the best out of the first two, like what Sonic 3 did, it just like straight up pulled Sonic 1 and 2 out of the water, but Sonic 3 just did way better, because I loved the developments of all the characters, especially Shadow the Hedgehog. I just loved the movie so much. Like, genuinely, I think Sonic 3 will have to will probably like win an Oscar for like best video game adaptation movie ever. I know I didn't say the word right. Do not judge me. But yeah. So thank you all for watching. Today's video, probably also my last full length video of 2024, and I wish you all an amazing 2024.